In my day, I've played on some pretty laggy servers, and sometimes they are due to lag machines because sometimes players just really like to create them. But in other words, some servers can be a lot laggier, but not involving lag machines. And basically, as you can see, my frame rate is dropping pretty rapidly. So I'm going to show you how to set up a server that has no lag whatsoever. Alright, so in order to get a server with no lag, first you must open up a default browser, Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge or whatever you use. Now type in papermc.io. Hit enter. This will take you to this page right here, PaperMC's official website page. Go over to downloads and hit downloads, and then whatever version you want, 1.16.1, 1.15.2. If you want an older version, just go and hit the legacy button down at the bottom. You can get access from 1.14 all the way down to 1.8. This, since 1.8 was the first paper build. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to download any legacy versions. And this is the same across all versions, 1.16 to 1.8. Just hit this download button right here and it will download right there. Don't mind that that says 2. That's just because I've already downloaded it. So basically, I'm just going to let that download. I'm going to hit keep. And then my macaf is going to try and do that. Now what you want to do is just drag this onto your desktop. And now we are going to make a new folder, and you can just name this whatever. I'm just going to name this server, and you're going to drag and drop that file in here. Now what you're going to do once you open this up is right click on this and rename this just to paper.jar. Now something that's going to help, basically most of your computers are just going to look like this. It's just going to say paper. So what you want to do is you want to click on paper, or at least no, you don't have to do that. Click on view and then go over here where it says file name extensions. Check that, and then now you can see paper.jar. So now what we want to do is we want to create a new text document, and we can just keep this as new text document. Now there's a very specific set of text that you're going to need to put in here, and I am just going to open up a different server, and I am going to copy paste the text. Don't worry, this text will be in the description of this video, and yeah. So basically, you just want to type that in there, and if you basically Xmx1024M, that is 1024 megabytes. So basically, if you want your server to run 2 gigabytes of RAM, this is basically just how many gigabytes of RAM is going to run. You just enter in whatever 2 gigabytes of RAM is on, stuff, or if you want to run it like 4 gigabytes of RAM, you write 4096. But I'm going to run 1 gigabyte of RAM, and if you need an easy calculation as to what gigabytes of RAM, like how many gigabytes, just do 1024 times however many gigabytes. So if I want, say, 2 gigabytes of RAM, just do 1024 plus 1024, which will give you 2048. Or if you want 3 gigabytes of RAM, do that. Can't remember that off the top of my head, but yeah. Just save this. Now it's important that you don't just click save. Click save as. Now down here you want to go to all files, and you want to get rid of this and rename it to Run.bat. And basically it should look like that. You hit save, and this new thing will appear here. You can just delete this text. You can just delete this text document. Okay, so if the quality looks a little different right now, that's because I just switched my OBS profile. I was on the wrong profile this whole time, so that's why the quality was looking bad. Anyways, what you want to do now is you just want to double click Run.bat. What this should do is this should bring up a command prompt window where it says should start downloading the vanilla jar, and should start patching the vanilla jar. You just want to let it do its thing until it eventually encounters an error, like right here. It will guaranteed for you encounter an error. Just press any key when it says press any key to continue. Now the reason that it's having an error is because you haven't agreed to the EULA, and when you hit Run.bat, it will download all this stuff. And what you have to do is you have to open up EULA.txt, and you just need to change this from false to true, and you just need to save it. Now, if you don't know what the EULA is, this stands for End User License Agreement. Mojang released this like all the way back in like 2014, so that everyone will follow that. Everyone will follow the specific set of rules that Mojang set out for you to use in your servers, such as you cannot charge real world money for in-game items, as that is Mojang's property, and you then you are selling their property, which is not for resale according to them. But if you need to read the rest of the EULA and you want to just make sure that you're not going to break any rules, just put that in there. Put that into your Google browser, and it will take you to Mojang's EULA page. But anyways, you just set that to true, hit save, and you can close that, and then you can hit Run.bat again. This time, it will do its thing. It will load it up, and this time there will be no errors, or at least this is just, see, it's gonna install all this crap right here, and basically it's unable to find a spawn biome, but that shouldn't be a problem. And when it says done, you know that you are good. Now, when launching up the game, make sure that you launch the version that you specifically selected for your server. Remember which version you downloaded. If you downloaded 1.16.1, you cannot use 1.16.2, as there were a couple changes in 1.16.2 that, weren't 1.16.1. Anyways, all you want to do is you just want to launch the game version that you did your server on, and in the meantime, you can just close that. That doesn't need to be open. The only thing that needs to be open is this command window right here, alright? And then all you need to do to connect to your server is hit multiplayer, and you just need to type in local host, and when you join the server, it will connect to your server. I just preferably make a thing called local server, and it's only just local host so that I don't have to type it every time. But you just hit join server after you do that, and now rabbit-a-babba-doo, you are on your paper server. This is your server. As you can see, we are on the server. Now, if you're wondering, how do I op myself? Well, I'll show you how to do that right now. So, all you need to do to op yourself is just go into your little command window here, and then select this area, and then just type op, in all lowercase, space. This is important. My username is BaseMindCGaming. Your username is not BaseMindCGaming like that, because you can't do it, because you can't have two of the same Minecraft account name. So right here, after this space, you enter your username right here. If your username is Patriarch2218, you enter Patriarch2218, and if your username is BaseMindCGaming, you enter BaseMindCGaming. Whatever your username is, just enter it there exactly as it is, and then just hit enter. Made BaseMindCGaming a server operator that will just say your name. So now all you need to do is, I'm just gonna full screen right quick. You just need to log back onto your server. And now, as you can see, I can go, or not, I can go into creative mode, and I can fly around, and I can do everything that some op would want to, such as /give BaseMindCGaming Totem of Undying 36. Now I have a full inventory of Totems of Undying, which means I'm quite literally unkillable. Try to kill me, I dare you. But anyways, if you're wondering, how does this prevent lag? Because I tried setting up a server once and I was successful, but it was laggy as heck. Well, we're gonna get into the lag test right now. And your computer won't die, because you might just have a full inventory of Totems of Undying. So let's go. Alright, so the first part to prove that there is no lag on the server is to just, walk around and break some blocks. There's nothing that you do more in Minecraft than just walk around and break blocks and place blocks. So let's see how that is. So we just walk up to this grass block right here. We break it, it instantly pops out. We can instantly pick it up, and we can instantly place it back with no problems whatsoever. But how does that fare when you're digging a bit faster? I might want to turn down my yeah. If I just want to dig with my diamond shovel here, it works perfectly fine, and I can place everything perfectly fine. I can spam this dirt if I really wanted to, and there would still be no lag, because the paper server is good. Now, you might have noticed that when I broke these blocks, they clumped together. This is one of the ways that paper reduces lag. Basically, it clumps together dropped items and XP orbs, meaning that if you're gonna kill the Ender Dragon, all of its XP is gonna clump into one orb. So whoever gets that orb is probably gonna get like 69 levels. But as you can see, that was perfectly fine. There was like next to no lag. Now if we just run over to a tree here, let's pop out a couple of logs. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, boom, 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 boom. And now let's see how crafting works. As you can see, as soon as I put that in there, it's just like single player. I can instantly craft it. And I can instantly craft sticks as well. And if I really wanted to, yeah. I could instantly craft a wooden pickaxe, and there we go. We have our wooden pickaxe that instantly uses itself on its durability. So that's that and that. But what about mining? Mining is a big part of the game. Well, no problem, because breaking and placing blocks is exactly the same. Mining works just as well as anything else, and it's gonna work just as well as anything else. So basically, there's a certain distance that paper will clump things together, and basically, now those have clumped together on their own. So basically, yeah, mining's pretty good, so that's pretty nice. But what about mobs? Killing mobs is something that you're going to be doing most of the game, and I'm just going to give myself a diamond sword. I capitalized it. And basically, killing mobs and riding mobs and moving mobs is going to be something that you're going to be doing a bit in the game. So let's see how that fares. Instantly dead. Instantly dead. Maybe sheep isn't such a good thing to experiment at. Why does this diamond sword one-shot everything? Oh my god, a critical hit just one-shots everything. See, mobs move around just fine. They're not laggy at all. They have fluid animations. They aren't glitching all over the place like the sheep isn't here and then it's just magically teleports over to there because there's no lag. So that is basically lag test 1. Just playing the game, you know? And as you can see, if you were wondering, yes, taking damage is completely fine. So, yeah, let's move into test number 2. Test number 2 is going to be the falling sand test. Now, guaranteed on a single player world or multiplayer server, guaranteed lots of falling sand will obviously lag the server, but we're just going to see how well paper handles it. So first, we're just going to pop down a block and we're going to type /fill, boom, boom, boom. And then we are going to go, well actually, first of all, we got to set this up a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're just going to type /fill, boom, 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 get our coordinates, and then move all the way over to here, and we are just going to go tilde, 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 sand. Let's see how it handles it. Pretty decent, okay? The server didn't completely break when I put a bunch of sand, as you could see. It's pretty good. But if you spawn in a lot of sand, then maybe your game might lag. So just be aware of that, because literally on any world, on single player or multiplayer, falling sand, if there's a lot of it, will guaranteed lag your server. But it's more of an FPS drop than a server lag. Like, the server will lag, yeah, but like your FPS is gonna suffer more of the damage. So, but anyways, as you can see, paper handles this pretty well. And if we look at those squids over there, like if we just look at this pig just walking around, if I do that, he doesn't get laggy at all. Nor do the squids or the fish. So, pretty good, right? Yeah, I know. It's pretty good. And finally, the last test, the one that everyone's probably been waiting for. Sheep, get it, stop it. The TNT test. We all knew that this was coming because TNT is such a big part of, like, you know, stress testing on stuff and seeing how good your computer can handle it. So we're going to try it on paper. So normally, on a regular server, like a server that you downloaded from Minecraft.net, there's nothing to prevent lag, so it's going to be really laggy if your internet's really bad. So, let's see how paper handles explosions. So this is just one piece of TNT. It handles it extremely well. It works pretty good. It just blows up all the blocks and, you know, no lag happens. But what happens if we were to put 2 pieces of TNT into the mix? And this one's even going to get launched. Pretty good. So what happens if we are to go boom, 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 all the way over to boom, 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 fill that with TNT? How is the server going to handle this? Let's find out. And as you can see, the water kept flowing, so the server obviously handled that extremely well. That was 445 explosions. It handled it extremely well. Let's see about if I go /fill, boom, 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 all the way over to boop, 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 TNT, 3,772 blocks of TNT. Guaranteed on any world this is gonna cause lag, but let's just see how paper handles it. And as you saw, the water has kept flowing, and even while the explosions were going, you watched me zoom in on this water and saw it perfectly flowing just fine. I was also able to easily set the time today with a little bit of lag because it was already processing that. But overall, Paper really handles explosions well. On any regular world, that would still cause the same amount of lag, but on a multiplayer server, it's ridiculous that that didn't completely break the server. So now, we're just going to kill the world once and for all, because I don't plan on keeping this world. We're just gonna do that. And now, okay, now I'm just having a lot of fun. Now I'm just gonna fill it all the way over to here. Boom, boom, TNT. Oh, well, I guess I was about to fill 73,000 blocks of TNT. Not exactly optimal. So we're just gonna boom, 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 TNT. Bang. 26,654 blocks of TNT. Paper's obviously going to handle this quite differently, but on any single-player world, this would still lag. Prepare for 26,000 explosions. I know, it's a lot, but trust me, Paper handles it well. Look, my game hasn't broken yet. The game hasn't crashed. Yep, see, the game hasn't crashed yet. No, hasn't crashed. There we go. Yeah. And as you can see, the server still handles it extremely well. The water kept flowing. Everything has been going extremely well with the explosion. The water keeps flowing perfectly fine. This is really loud. We're just gonna let this explosion finish up. But yeah. And if I just hit this sheep, well, that's all exploding. As you can see, their movements are still pretty fluid with a little bit of stutter, but that's guaranteed with all that TNT. But still, as you have seen now, Paper handles the server. Paper handles the game. Paper handles the game pretty well. Not a lot of server lag going on, so that is obviously the big plus that we're looking for when we're talking about servers that have no lag. Now, guaranteed, there's always going to be frame drops in your game, but the server itself probably will handle itself pretty well. And with that, please tell me if you enjoyed the video by leaving a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and leave a comment telling me what you think of how big this explosion is. And now, before I die, I'm going to see you guys all later. So goodbye.